All right, I don't think I've ever made a YouTube video, but I spent hours and hours looking to try to get the definitive answer. We bought this, it's a 21 RZR Pro XP, and we bought it used, and it had some cool accessories on it. As you can see, it's got the factory exhaust, but it's also got the Trinity, I think they call it a side piece. Might have a couple different names, but Carter, if you'll zoom in here, see it's a nice Trinity pipe, and it hooks directly to your factory exhaust, or you can add the Trinity Stage 5 exhaust, or probably any exhaust bolt-on that you wanted to. But we were out at the dunes, and it sounds awesome. You flip a switch on the dash, and you can hear the straight pipe going, or you can hit the switch, and it goes back to the factory sound. So it works great if you're riding in the mountains and you want a little extra sound for the sand dunes. But while we were out at the dunes, the switch stopped working. And so we did some reading to find out what was causing that. And I guess if you flip the switch when it's over 3,000 RPMs, it doesn't like that. Either way, it stopped working. So we brought it back, and I tore into it. I didn't know if it had a fuse or something with the switch, just because I don't know that much about it. We looked into it, didn't see a fuse, but I could tell that switch still had the little blue light on it. So I felt like, okay, it's at least getting 12 volt power. And then when we'd flip the switch, I took this actuator off, and it would not turn. So we looked again and again and couldn't get an answer that you can just buy this actuator from Trinity, and if other actuators would work. So anyway, we'll stop and jump in and let you hear how it sounds with the straight pipe side piece exhaust. It sounds really cool. Fortunately, at the sand dunes, when it quit working, it was stuck shut, so it wasn't making an obnoxious noise. So we could leave it alone and it'd be fine, and we'd just be running the stock exhaust. But we wanted to figure out how we can make that sound, make the switch work again. So we got online, could not find a Trinity actuator. I tried to call Trinity, nobody called me back, trying to find out if there's a fuse for the switch, but trying to get to the bottom. So all this has here, it's got a little gray plug or clip here. You unplug that, and then this comes off. As you can tell, this looks identical. Sorry, the lighting's bad. It looks just like it, so we're gonna plug it in, and as long as we have power, we wanna see this thing turn when we flip the switch, so we'll give it a test. All right, so we're gonna key on the power and see if that'll do it by turning the button. And boom, it absolutely works. So again, this is an EVP actuator for a Trinity side piece. It's an identical actuator. So it's just these 3 bolts here. It's got this spring that locks into that piece there that will turn it on and off. The other thing I will note that when I took this apart the first time, I did see a little bit of water in there. There's nothing really that seals this very good. And so I imagine it's really easy to get water inside, especially when you pressure wash it. But I imagine the electronics are fried in here. This will spin. I think the motor's toast. So just in case you're curious, this is the little flap in there. So when that's the closed position, obviously. Flip the switch, boom, open to the straight exhaust, and that's how she functions. All right, so we've got this spring lined up into the groove, and we'll throw the bolts back on. All right, so we've got it all bolted back together, and we'll give it a test. Put that little plastic piece back in to make it happy. All right, we'll give it a test.
Ready?
Yep. And there's stock. All right, Clark. All right, so again, I don't do YouTube videos. The only reason I did it is because I tried searching a bunch of different ways and couldn't get the answer I needed. So hopefully somebody that has this exact same problem, which I imagine somebody will be able to know they can just get their actuator from EVP and work with their Trinity exhaust.